Welcome all everyone for this irrigation engineering subject code 1615505. Okay, now we are going to see about the design of economical canal section. Okay, in the next slide I am going to show you what are the topics we are going to cover in this portion. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, actually we are going to see four types of formulas for this design of a canal section by economical means. Okay, design of economical canal section by the formulas like chassis, Manning's, and Kennedy's theory and Lacey's theory. Okay, now let's look into the problems which are involved in these formulas. Okay, come to the next. Okay, let's get into a live problem in this designing of this economical canal section. Okay, so that you will understand everything I want to say to you. Okay, first you are going to look at to the problem, which is design a economical canal section from the following data. First, I am going to write what and all will be available for our designing. Okay, I am going to write some important things which will be available as your data for solving this problem. Okay, first is D, then is P, then is B, then is S, then is C. Kindly remember these things because these will be useful for you. Okay, first one is discharge from the canal, then P, which is permissible mean velocity, then B, which is bed slope, then S, which is side slope, then C, which is chassis constant. Okay, these are the values that will be given for you for solving this problem. Okay, actually in this problem there are certain values. I will show you how to solve this problem based on the certain values which is going to be included here. Okay. Okay, in the live problem, actually, I'm going to explain you how the diagram of an economical canal section will be. Okay, I'm going to draw for you how it going to be looking. Okay, here you can see a trapezoidal section of this canal, and actually this is our depth D. Here a D, here a D, and this is the whole D. Okay, then this is our this is our breadth B, and this is our whole depth D. Okay, and actually this is the side slope which is like 1:1. Okay, 1:1 on left and right sides. Okay, then the total of the sections area will be concluded as B plus 2D. Okay, B plus 2D, fine. Then you know the breadth D, no, that is we have to add with 2 times the depth. Okay, so it's B plus 2D. Okay, okay, let's continue into the sum. Okay, let's go into the what are the data which are given, and I'm going to mention what are the data which are given for the application of those data in the upcoming formula. Okay, so the first data that was given was the Q, which is the discharge. which is 24 qmax, right? Then our velocity, that is mean velocity, which is 0.80 meter cube per second, and our bed slope value, which is b is equal to bed width or bed slope value, which was given was like 1 in 5000, right? Then our chassis constant value is 24 and our side slope value is 1:1, right? So the cross sectional area of this canal is A is equal to B plus D into D whole D. Okay, actually you have to multiply inside to find the accurate value. Okay, BD plus D squared, right? Then what we are going to look on is we are going to look on the what to say, the actually we know the bed width, right? We are going to substitute the values actually here. Okay, first you know what is our bed slope, okay, which is 1 in 5000, which you can convert by putting like this 1 by 5000, which is 0.0002, right? Then you are going to substitute the values here. Okay, I'm going to substitute in the next slide and I'm going to show how the formula looks like. Okay. Okay, now we are going to look into the area. Actually, you know the area formula is also equal to A is equal to Q by V, right? Our Q, you know, which is 24 divided by velocity. Velocity, you know, 0.80, right? By substituting this, find the answer. Okay, if you find the answer, you have to substitute the value as A is equal to and put the answer here. Okay. Okay, now the area value which you have found now, you are going to substitute in the formula which I have mentioned as our cross-sectional area, right? The cross-sectional area formula where you are going to substitute, okay? You are going to substitute there b plus d into d is the cross-sectional area formula, and your area you have found as 30, right? Which you are going to substitute here and make it as a equation, okay? You take it as equation 1 or anything like a, b or anything. Then we are going to find the wetted perimeter, okay? Wetted perimeter for this economical canal section, where P is equal to you may know wetted perimeter is opposite to area, right? So now we are going to write the formula for wetted perimeter, which is b plus 2 root 2d. Okay, this is keep it as second equation. Okay, then come to the now this is wetted perimeter. Okay, then come to this actually wetted perimeter we have found and we have known the area. Then we are going to find the hydraulic mean depth. Okay, hydraulic mean depth, that is R is equal to A by PW, okay, which is our hydraulic mean depth. R is equal to A by PW. PW is the wetted perimeter, we know, okay, PW. Okay, then actually you are going to substitute the values over here. Okay, you know what is area, right? It is b plus d into d divided by that is pw value, you know, b plus 2 root d. Okay, that only we have identified here. Okay, so you know exactly the value of this area, cross-sectional area, right, which is 30 divided by b plus 2 root 2d. Okay, then this is the hydraulic mean depth, kindly consider as a third equation. Okay, now we are going to see the chassis formula and how we are going to apply in that formula. Okay, fine. Okay, let's actually substitute the values which we have found in the previous slides in the chassis formula, and also the values that were given in our problem in the chassis formula for our finding of R. Okay, actually the chassis formula will be like, I am going to write for you. Chassis formula V is equal to C into root RS. Okay, we know what is B, which is already which is given in our problem, which is 0.80. Okay, then C we know, which is 44 into root R into root S. Okay, root s we actually know, which is our bed slope, okay, which is 1 in 5000. We are going to convert it. Okay, we have converted in the previous slide. If you want to see that, you can see that, which is 0.002. Okay, fine. Then we are going to find the r. For actually finding the r, you need to square on both sides in order to remove the root. Okay, square on both sides. We are going to square 0.80 squared equal to 44 whole squared into root r. Actually you are going to remove r, no, the root, no, actually r into squared, which is resembles like this. Actually your root will be converted into half. Okay, then this thing 0.002, which is already a square, into half. Okay, you are going to cancel 2 for here, and for r also you are going to cancel 2. So after this you are going to find the final value, which is r is equal to 1.65. Okay, kindly check this answer whether it comes for you. Okay, actually this is an important sum. Then we are going to continue in the three other slides to how to find the area and the vetted perimeter. I'm going to substitute these values there to find the area and vetted perimeter. Okay, come to the other slides. Okay, now we have found the r value, which is the hydraulic mean depth value, and we are going to substitute at the hydraulic mean depth formula. Okay, I'm going to show you how we are going to substitute that. Okay, actually the hydraulic mean depth r is equal to a by pw, right? And you know what is a, that is 30 divided by b plus 2 root 2d. Okay, this is our known value for hydraulic mean depth, and you know the r value that we have found, which is 1.65, which is equal to 30 divided by b plus 2 root 2d. Okay, this is our value. Now we are going to bring this actually this b plus 2 root 2d on the left hand side. Okay, it will be remaining like this, 1.65 into b plus 2 root 2d. Okay, then which is equal to 30. Okay, actually this d is out of squares. Okay, it is not in the square root. Okay, kindly make a note. Then you are going to multiply inside. Okay, actually you know 1.65 b plus 2 root 2d. Actually 2 root 2d is nothing but 2.828 d. Okay, into 1.65. Okay, as we are going to multiply. Okay, then which is equal to 30. Okay, if you multiply this, okay, after multiplying I'm going to show you the equation how it looks like in the next slide. Okay. Okay, actually from the previous equation that we have formed on the previous slide, we are going to derive the b value. Okay, actually the b value will be on the left side and the other values will be shifted to the right side. Okay, I'm going to write it for you so you can see how it looks like actually. Okay, okay, the b value is equal to 18.18 minus 2.83d, which is our fourth equation. Okay, now we are going to find the values of d and b in the upcoming slides. Okay. Okay, actually from this above equation on the previous slide, we have found the b value, right? Actually, we are going to substitute this b value in the first and foremost equation, that is the equation 1, and we are going to substitute the b value over there, okay, to find the other values. Okay, I'm going to write it for you, and how you can see how it looks like. Okay, actually the b value from the previous equation is b is equal to 18.18 minus 2.83d, right? Then you know what is the a value, which is b plus d into d, right? Then actually b value, you know that I have written in the first portion. You are going to substitute here, that is 18.18 minus 2.83d plus d into d. Okay, now we are going to like bring in d into inside. Okay, so first we are going to minus the first values. Okay, the d two the same d values, that is 18.18 minus 1.83d, right, into d. Okay, so 18.18 d minus 1.83 d squared, 1.83 d squared. Okay, this is our value, and you also know what is a value is, which is 30, right? It will be on the left side. Okay, so you are going to form a new equation according to this. All right. Okay, you are going to bring all these d values to the left side, that is towards the 30, the place where 30 is. Okay, so it remains like 30 minus 18.18 d plus 1.83 d squared. Okay, now in order to find the d value here, you are going to use the quadratic equation that I will show you in the next slide. Okay, okay, in order to find the d value and the b value, I'm going to use the quadratic equation. Okay, I'm going to show you how the quadratic equation looks like. Okay, in order to find d, to find this d value, you should use the equation as x is equal to the quadratic equation minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, actually the values of b, a and c will be mentioned in the next slide. For your reference, you can come to the next slide and see that. Okay, okay, now we are going to substitute the values of a, b, c in this equation that I have mentioned in the previous slide. What is that? The quadratic equation. Okay, I'm going to mention what is the a, b, c values first. Okay, our a value will be 1.83 from the equation, and the b value, which is minus 18.18, and our c value, which is 30. Right, now we are going to substitute in this equation, that is our quadratic equation, which is minus of minus 18.18 plus or minus root of minus 18.18 whole square minus 4 into a into c, right? 4 into a value is 1.83 and our c value is 30 divided by 2 into a, right? 2 into a is 1.83. Okay, now since there is plus or minus, you are going to find two values. Okay, so x value will be two values, which is x value will be like 7.8 triple four, one value, and another value of x will be x is equal to 2.09. Okay, actually there are two different values, can you make note? Now we are going to substitute this x value. This is x value is nothing but our d values. Our d values are 7.8444 or 2.09. Okay, now we are going to substitute in the equation of b. Okay, in the equation of b we are going to substitute, which is like 30 minus 18.18 d plus 1.83 d squared, right? First you are going to substitute one value, that is, if you substitute if d is equal to 7.8444, you are going to find the b value, and if suppose d is 2.09, you are going to find the corresponding b value for it. Okay, so there will be two different values of b, and if there is a negative value, you must not take the negative value. Okay, actually the positive value is only required, the negative value will be neglected. Okay, when substituting this 7.8444 in d, we are going to find what is the value and how it looks like in the next slide. Okay, all right, first we are going to substitute the first value which we have got from the equation, that is d is equal to 7.84 meters in the first equation, that is b is equal to 30 minus 18.18 into 7.84 plus 1.83 into 7.84 squared, right? This is our equation. Then your value will be minus 4.00. Okay, this is our value that we get, and if we substitute d is equal to 2.09 meters, that is d is equal to 30 minus 18.18 into 7.84 plus 1.83 into 2.09 whole square, we get the value as 12.27 meter. Okay, so these are the final values. Okay, so you can see clearly the 4.0 meter, which is not acceptable since it is having a minus sign. Okay, So you cannot design the canal by using minus values. Okay, so by using the plus value here that I have mentioned here, this is acceptable, and you are going to use this. Okay, now if you want to find we have done the sum correctly, you can go directly and put a is equal to b plus d into d. Okay, this is our cross sectional area formula which I have mentioned in the previous slides. Okay, so you are going to substitute the value of b and d here. Okay, so b is you know what is b, that is 12.27 plus our d value which is 2.09 corresponding value into 2.09, right? So the value will be 30.01 meters. Okay, so what does this mean? Our a value we have found now by using the q by v formula. The same value comes here. Okay, 30 is equal to 30.01. Okay, this is equal, hence our sum is correct and hence it is proved. Okay, so you have found the bed width and the depth of the canal section. So this is the method for designing a most economical canal section by using Chassis formula. Okay, kindly go through the sum. So this sum may come for your exams too. Okay, kindly make sure you are going through these sums, because the sums will be not difficult. It is very easy if you adopt this method. Okay, if you have any other methods to adopt, sure you can go. I am not going to resist you, and the method should be like using the Chassis formula at least. Okay, I want to I will expect this kind of method, but if you want to go through your method and you are going to use the Chassis formula, it's no problem. Okay, fine.